Do you know the feeling when you forgot to read the fine print and suddenly you have 2 wash machines and a fridge which you didn't order? Well, I don't want to spoiler you too much, but this is going to be a big fail challenge. What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Anik, I'm a classical pianist, and today it's time for another 1 minute, 10 minutes, 1 hour challenge. This time with one of the most requested pieces, which was Un Sospiro by Franz Liszt. For this challenge, Strata Music sponsored the scores. At this point I want to say big thanks to Strata Music. And you can win the scores by writing in the comments what you love about this piece and about Liszt music, and also don't forget to put #Liszt in the comment. I will announce the winner in the comments down below and also in the comments of the next video. So make sure you stay tuned, subscribe to this channel, and you won't miss it. Now, before we get started, let's repeat the rules of this challenge. You pick any piece of your choice which you've never played before. Then you have 3 practicing sessions, 1 minute, 10 minutes, and 1 hour. And after every practicing session, you have to try to perform the piece just the way it is in that moment. For everyone who is wondering what I've played in my life before, there's a link in the description box to my website with a list of all the pieces that I studied, that I played from the beginning on. Also in the description box you'll find a link to my Patreon. If you would like to support me and this channel, please consider supporting me there. And start. Okay. Go for 10 minutes. Okay, start. Okay, here's Anik from the future. I already know how things are going to turn out, and yeah, I just didn't read what was written there about the technique, how it is supposed to be played like. I can already tell you the result is not going to be satisfying. I'm basically just training in the wrong direction. So I'll try to fix it later in this video, but I wanted to share at least, you know, the results of this practicing mistake. So for everyone who doesn't know the piece so well, just like me, and was wondering why I'm talking about a big practicing mistake, well, the technique is supposed to be completely different. Here you can see that I'm playing the arpeggios with one hand, with my left hand, and the melody also just with one hand, my right hand. What is written inside is that, you know, basically you're dividing everything up into both hands, which makes it much more difficult, not technically only, but also in a musical way, because the way you're creating sound with your hands, you know, you have to switch very fast. In the end, it should sound like as if I would play the melody only with one hand, but you're not playing it with only one hand. um, It's too embarrassing. Let's just skip this. Okay, I didn't come so far. Let's go 1 hour. I was actually already wondering while I was practicing, because, you know, it's not the first time that I'm playing Liszt, and I was like, well, why is the right hand not doing anything? This is very untypical for Liszt, but you know, on the other hand, I thought it's also very difficult to play a singing melody with one hand. Maybe he wanted to train this, and you know, the technical thing, the arpeggios for the left hand, it's also not so easy, so I thought, well, maybe it's more like this, but I should have just read what was written there in the end. Okay, it's the day after, and well, the result of yesterday was really not satisfying at all. And I couldn't sleep so well. So obviously the whole challenge was a big fail. Like, you know, I don't want to upload this video like this. I think it's not good for the piece, I think it's not good for myself. So it's time for punishment! I'm going to practice it today again, and now first read like how it is supposed to, you know, be. And well, I will have to change the challenge here a little bit because I already did the 1 minute, 10 minutes, 1 hour thing, and now I already have like a little muscle memory inside, so I don't know exactly how long it will take until I, you know, get rid of all the muscle memory from yesterday and fix it with a new technique. So it's going to be a little experiment for me today, but I will share with you how long it took me in the end. So before I start, I should learn out of this mistake and first read what is written exactly in the scores. Okay, so basically it's written, notes stamped downward are to be taken with the left hand, those stamped upward with the right. I have to start all over again. Let's see how far I get today. Okay. In the beginning I really had troubles to, you know, relearn the movements. It was already a little bit in my muscle memory. Of course, you know, 1 hour of practicing is not so much. However, it is already a little bit of muscle memory there, and it takes time to get rid of this and relearn a new movement. So all the way that I went yesterday, I had to go back and then go in the right direction. And this took quite a while. So, as this is an etude, I would like to talk a little bit about the technique here. As I said before, we have the main melody, which should sound like as if it is played with only one hand. And we have all of these arpeggios, which also should sound like they are only played with one hand. Now, if I really play the melody only with one hand, what I did yesterday, I can already see like which type of movement I need to make it sing. Now, the difficult thing is that I need two hands to play like one hand. So what I would do to practice it is to actually practice it with only one hand, to watch myself what movements I'm doing there, and then to recreate the movement with both hands. Of course, all the fingerings that I've been using yesterday didn't work today anymore because the way that I'm using my hands is completely different. However, it was not completely wasted what I did yesterday, because the goal of this piece is that it sounds like as if you would play the melody with one hand and the arpeggios with one hand. So at least, you know, the general movement that I need to create the sound I already had in my head. However, of course, it's completely different. So of course I had to search for new fingerings. For this part where the melody is played in octaves, it was also helpful that I already played it yesterday, because when I was playing the melody only with one hand, it was not a big challenge to play, you know, an octave. But it was more the challenge to play the right rhythm, which are triplets here. As soon as you have to do this with, you know, crossed hands and to play the octaves also with your left hand, we always tend to rush a little bit because we feel like we are not fast enough to go back and play the arpeggio again. To avoid this, I chose a fingering which will force me to slow down naturally so I can keep the right rhythm. If you are interested in which fingerings I've been using during the challenge yesterday and now the fixed way, I left everything in the scores. Please check out the link in the description box to my Patreon. There you'll get all the fingerings and the uncut version of the practicing part of these challenges. Every time I learn a piece, one of the most important things that I have to keep in mind is how do I want to start a piece? How do I want to breathe? What do I want to think about? How am I going to move before I actually touch the keys? These are all parameters that will influence the whole playing of the whole piece. So this was what I was concentrating here right now. Okay, what do we learn out of this challenge? Always read the fine print, guys. And make sure you're doing the right movements from the beginning on, because relearning movements means to invest a lot of time. In this case, I only trained it yesterday for 1 hour and 11 minutes, but this was already enough to create a muscle memory. And I would say half of the time today I needed to, get rid of this muscle memory from yesterday in my head, and then the other half of the time I had to learn and understand the new movement. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell, and also don't forget that you can win these scores. These scores are containing 3 concert etudes by Franz Liszt. It's by the Henle edition, which is one of my favorites, definitely, and sponsored by Strata Music. If you would like to win these scores, please leave it in the comments what you love about this piece, what you love about Liszt's music, and don't forget to put #Liszt in the comment as well. I will announce the winner in the comments down below and also in the next video, so make sure you stay tuned, subscribe to this channel, and you won't miss it. We'll see us in the next videos. Bye. Ey Mann ey, ich bin so doof.